Hey guys, what is up? So today we are going to be talking about the Weeylite Ninja 300, which is this light over here, which is giving me this awesome backlight. So the Ninja 300 is a COB light, which means it is a chip on board light, which means it is not an LED panel as what you might normally use. The COB or chip on board lights are more powerful than LED lights compared to the size of it. So this is the Ninja 300. It is a lot smaller than your typical LED panels. For you to get the output that this Ninja 300 gives, you would need such a bigger light compared to this one. So there's nothing to be said about the Ninja 300 that could get you wrong, to be honest. When Weeylite reached out to me to ask me if I would review this light, I right away said yes, because I've been using LED panels for the longest time and I never actually got the chance to try a COB light. So this is actually perfect. So just to give you an idea how strong the Ninja 300 is, I'm going to flip it around, point it that way, and we are going to check how strong or powerful the light output is. Right now it is at 1%. This right now is at 30%. Right now is at 55%, 66%, and this is at 100%. Imagine that, a battery operated light that can emit this much power. Imagine you were outdoors and you did not have access to an outlet or something to plug into. Imagine just bringing this light. You could be set for a total shoot. You can actually bring multiple lights like this. For example, you can use one of these as your key light, another one for your backlight, and another one for probably lighting up the background, like how I'm doing right now, because this room is pretty dark. This light is making it look like it's sunny outside. So I know what you're thinking. This light looks vaguely familiar to what other YouTubers use, which you are right. This light is actually similar to the Aperture 120D, 200D, or any light that uses a Bowen's mount. So what is a Bowen's mount? So a Bowen's mount is basically a way to mount modifiers in front of your light. So let me quickly show you what a modifier is. So I don't know if you can see this thing over here, this little bowl-shaped thing. This is called a reflector. So let me press this button over here, and I can release it. And just like that, you can see that the light became wider, right? Like the beam angle became a lot wider. So the thing about Bowen mounts is that you can use different modifiers, which is something like this, to play around with the light. You can shape it. You can use different things to make the light look different. So in this case, this is allowing it to be like a spotlight. This is directing the light in a way that is a lot more defined, a lot more directed. So this is without the reflector, and when I put it on, it's going to be directed that way. You can see this is without and this is with. See how much difference it makes. So one more thing that I really like about this Ninja 300 is that it comes with this battery plate. So most COB lights will ask you to use V-mount batteries, but this one allows you to use NPF style batteries, but with a catch. So if you look here, this is an NPF battery plate, which means you can slide in NPF style batteries like this one. It has these two holes over here. You just push them in like this, and then another one, you just push them in, and you can see it gives an indication here as to how much more percent you have. And the clever thing about this battery plate for this one is that it comes with a cable, which then you just plug in to this part of the battery plate like that, and this basically plugs into the light, and you have some screws over here that mount directly to the light. So one more feature that I really like about this is that, check this out. You can see the plate, right? This is where the batteries go, and you can see the switch over here which says in and out. So if I flick it to out, which means it is outputting battery from the NPF batteries that are inserted on this thing to the light. So I know what you're thinking, why is there an in switch as well? This basically means you can use the same charger or the same battery plate, not just to bring power into the light using these NPF batteries, but to charge the NPF batteries that are on this plate. So which means if I put these plates over here and I get a USB style charger or a cable, so I'm going to take this battery plate over here and I'm going to flick it to in, which means it's going to be inputting power throughout a different source. So I'm going to put these batteries on here. and I take a USB Type-C source. I know you're supposed to use a proper thing that is plugged into an outlet, but I don't have one right now. I'm just going to show this for demonstration purposes. I can take this power bank with the Type-C and plug it in. These two batteries are being charged now using this Type-C. So you get so much value out of this bundle. Imagine that. You now have a free NPF battery charger that is not micro USB, but Type-C. Cool, right? So the installation method for putting this plate back onto the light is fairly easy. You can see that on the light, there are two threads here. This plate has two screws. You basically just thread it in. Just put it in like that, and you screw it on until it tightens. Next, you have to play around with this switch. So you want to decide whether you want to charge your batteries or power the light. In this case, I want to power the light, so I'm going to flick it to out, not in. In is for charging these NPF batteries. Out is to power the light. So now I take two NPF batteries, I slot them in like so. Make sure that there is a reading at the bottom, which means there is power. It says it has 82% right now. And I take the included cable and plug it into the DC input over here. And this other end basically just plugs directly onto the light over here. Okay, so once you put in the batteries, you plug in the cable. There's only one thing more to do. You just flick it on, and then you'll see a little reading. It will take about 2 seconds to boot, and now you have power. So right now it's at 100%. Let's put it down to 70%. So this is at 70%. A good thing about this light is that it has this little dial over here, which makes sure that you can get the exact brightness that you need. It's not a step-based thing wherein it's 10% increments. This is at 1% increments, so you can really dig in and dial up your settings. And this is at 1%. I know, right? It is super bright. So again, the only downside that I think that you will encounter with this light is one, since this is a daylight only light, there is no RGB and no tungsten. So yeah, you will not get RGB or tungsten lighting with this. This is only 5600 Kelvin color temperature. If you want the other one, which has tungsten, you will have to get the bicolor version, but yeah. So the good thing about having a light like this, which only has one color temperature, which is 5600 Kelvin, is that it is going to be a lot brighter than a light with 3200 or tungsten lighting with RGB, because all these bulbs are just concentrated to just outputting daylight opposed to a light that does both, right? So the good thing about 5600 Kelvin light is that it's going to be a lot stronger. And one more downside that is very obvious is the fan. So right now the microphone is a good, I don't know, one handspan away from the light. So let me switch off the light so you can hear what it sounds like without the fan. So right now this is without the fan. Now I'm going to switch it on and let you hear what it sounds like with the fan. Yep, so this is with the fan. So let's continue. So what exactly comes with the Weeylite Ninja 300 kit? So you can get a different number of varieties as to the kits you can get. Some come with soft boxes, but the one that I got is the one that has the light itself, which is the daylight only 5600 Kelvin light, and it came with an NPF plate. And these batteries were not included, so you have to purchase your own. Came with this big soft case. It's a very good case. It's like not a case, it's like a bag, more so just like that. It came with the manual. It includes a power brick, which is good because if you really don't want to use the NPF plate, you can use a power brick like this. So it's your typical DC adapter. You just have this little thing here, and you have the cable for it, and you have a way to power this light using an outlet. And last but not the least, it comes with this Bowen mount support. So if you just use the Bowen mount itself, which is the one that I showed you in the beginning, you can actually put a softbox directly on this. But if you were to put a softbox, let's say 60 by 60 in size, it's going to be very heavy and you might actually break the Bowen's mount. So the VP05 looks like this. It allows you to support the light with this thing. So it's basically like a bracing. So instead of mounting the modifier directly onto the light itself, you can mount it here, and then this mounts onto the light. So the one that's holding both the light and the modifier, which will be this one. This will be in the middle, the modifier will be here, and the light will be here. And you're a lot more safe to not break your brand new light. So this one is actually going to be very handy. So this is the VP05 by Weeylite. So one more thing that I forgot to mention is that this light comes with a mobile phone app. So you can download the Weeylite app. I have already downloaded it. Right now I'm controlling it. It detected that I switched it on. So basically I can control the power with this app. You can see many different assortments on it. I'm not going to go through it. I can just show you that I can control it with the app. I can put it at 10%, 20%, or 50 or 100% again. And I can't really play around with the CCT, which means color temperature, because this is a daylight only light. Look at this light. This has different effects. I don't know if you guys will use it. There is flash, fireworks, burst, blink, weld. The only time I see myself using an effect like this is if I maybe shot a music video, but for the most part I would be just using this as a normal light, just projecting a steady 5600 Kelvin light. So that's it for me, guys. I think for my future upgrade for this light, I'm going to be buying myself a bow and snout softbox, because right now I'm using the typical softbox over here on my right, and I wanted to upgrade to a bow and mount because most bow and lights or the modifiers are very good. Like the bow and mount softbox can actually put a grid on top of it. Right now I don't have a grid, so this light is basically spilling all over the place. But with this light over here, I can buy the softbox plus a grid, which is that thing that looks like a crisscross honeycomb thing. So that's it for me, guys. If you have any other questions regarding the Ninja 300 by Weeylite, please do comment down below and let me know. I will try to help you guys out. If you want to purchase this light, I'm going to leave links down below too, just in case you want to buy it. It'll be there down below. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.